I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment where I, Bethany Whittle, may not be joined in matrimony to Jane Clark. So now I'm going to make a short statement to each of you in turn, which I invite the response, I do. A very simple yes is so Jamie, do you take Beth to be your lifelong partner? Do you promise to cherish her, to be loving, faithful, loyal and kind to her all the days of your life? Beth, do you take Jamie to be your lifelong partner? Do you promise to cherish and respect him, to be loving, faithful, loyal and kind to him all the days of your life? James and Oliver, stand up. So you are going to sign the schedule after the ceremony to say that you have those schools take place today. So Jamie, sorry, not Jamie, Chris, if you'd like to give Jamie Beth's ring. And if you could place the ring at the end of Beth's finger and say these words after me. Beth, I give you this ring.
Beth, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of our marriage.
Symbol of our marriage.
And a token of my love.
And a token of my love.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I have, I share with you.
All that I have, I share with you.
All of my love, I promise you.
All of my love, I promise you.
This is Mandy, I'm John, that's my wife, and we're Beth's mum and dad.
Oh. Hey.
Well, welcome to the Rose Hill Tavern. We'd like to thank you for all coming today to help us celebrate Beth and Jamie's wedding. It's good to see so many relatives, friends and work colleagues here. I hope you enjoyed the ceremony at the Town Hall. What an amazing venue. It was a truly special for Mandy and I, one which will be treasured forever. Their vows were so loving and sincere, a beautiful moment. We're so proud of them both. Hello. She's just telling me to get on with it. When Beth was born at Preston Royal, I said she was a little star when we first saw her. Lots of tears, of course. It was so amazing. Ever since then, she's always been a source of light and happiness in our lives. All that hard work and dedication has finally paid off. Another great moment was when she graduated in medicine at Warwick. It was fitting Jamie was there with us to be part of that occasion. For he has been with her and supported her since the start of her university career. He's fitted in so well to our family and helped enormously to get through those challenging years. We love him so much for all he's done for her and always will. She's still my little star today, and so is Jamie. Like the kilt, by the way. At this point, I'd like to tell you a little story that sums up a young Beth. When Bethany was 5 years old, I took her to a church fete, and she entered a chalk paving competition. The other children drew family pets and rudimentary self-portraits. But when the judges asked Beth, what is your picture? She said, it's Monet's lilies and Japanese bridge. And it really was down to the last detail. She won the competition and blew the judges away. Since that 5-year-old, she's continued to astonish us, and we love her dearly for it. Beth's first job with the NHS, the latest stage of their journey, has brought them to Brighton. We always love to visit them both here. It's a vibrant, friendly city full of energy and life, which they love and are happy here. If they stay in Brighton or move elsewhere, we'll always enjoy visiting them and spending time with them. I hope everyone can celebrate this evening for Beth and Jamie's wedding. There's a lot planned for you to enjoy, so once again, thank you for coming and helping us have a memorable day, one that Beth and Jamie will look back on with happy memories. Now, can I propose a toast to Beth and Jamie and wish them on their wedding day and wish them health and happiness for the future together. Beth and Jamie.
So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris. Jamie and I have been friends since high school, and for the past 15 or so years I've also had the great pleasure of getting to know Beth. Now, we're going to go on a little journey now, as far back as 1998, if you can imagine such a time. I was going to go into a lot of detail about this, but I think there's no need to really dwell on it, so yeah, 1998. You get the idea. Anyway, in our little corner of the world, Shevington High School, a good bunch of us had already formed a solid friendship group. We mostly spent our break times playing football on the fields, and our group was ever changing. We always seemed to make room to take in a few waifs and strays along the way. We were a pretty average bunch, but one thing we did have going for us was strength in numbers. On a good day, there were maybe 15, 20 of us hanging around together. Sure, away from the group, we were on the end of the occasional bit of mild bullying. Proper northern bullying. Not like the bullying I imagine you have here down in Brighton. Pretty basic, down-to-earth stuff. I'll give you some examples. Being made to look inside someone's backpack, while someone held a can of deodorant inside the backpack and sprayed it in your eyes. That was a good one. Another good one was every time you put your hands on your desk to do a bit of work, they'd cane your knuckles with a ruler. That was a good one. Or, as happened to me one time, being strangled until you fell to the ground unconscious, causing you to forget who you were or how you got there. Great days. But we always had each other. Jamie always seemed to be eating something, usually crisps, but he was stick thin, kind of ragged, like a travelling salesman who slept in his car. He always reminded me of a skunk for some reason, not the smell part, but just the general. I suppose it's fair to say Jamie didn't give a shit about anything. He was possibly the most unserious person I'd ever met. 15 years ago, Jamie's soi-disant carefree approach to life finally found some purpose. He met Beth. I'm fairly sure I was there that night when they met. I think it was Nirvana or Lux or whatever it was called back then. We'll probably all remember it. You might be expecting to say Jamie completely changed from that moment on, but no. Jamie stayed exactly the same. He just had to find more creative ways to cover up his deep, glaring personality faults. Beth is clearly far superior to Jamie. More intelligent, cultured, an actual doctor, of course. So to impress her, Jamie will force himself to sit through a 3-hour Hungarian film about a pigeon when all he really wants to do is watch The Nutty Professor. What's more, he'll tell you all about the rubbish film he watched, how he wouldn't understand it, and how it makes him a better and cleverer person than you. Meeting Beth opened up whole new avenues for Jamie. He went abroad for the first time, to Benicassin in Spain. That really broke the seal for Jamie. These days he's always swanning off to different cities around Europe, wondering, oh, why is everyone staring at me? Oh, is it because I'm so good looking? This picture is taken in Rome. Jamie innocently enjoying an ice cream there. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed a small amount of the ice cream has dripped onto Jamie's hands. And also, I don't know how many you've been, but people in Rome don't look like that. So yes, everyone was staring at you. They were probably thinking, is that Russell Brand? Is he having another breakdown? You might be wondering, what does Beth get out of all of this? I myself have often wondered. What is clear is the deep love these two have for one another. With Beth, there's always the sense she's fallen in love with a daft patient. In violation of a Hippocratic oath. If you were to remove Jamie's heart and peer inside, once you'd scraped away all the chip fat and panda pop, I'm sure that you'd find Beth's name carved into the endocardium. I googled that. That's good, isn't it? A few of you may be wondering, what about the stag do? Why aren't there any stories? The truth is we barely saw the figure for 3 days. However, you might ordinarily look at this and think, oh, that's cruel. Classic stag banter. Making him walk around Berlin looking like Norman Bates. One thing though, this wasn't some stag prank. Nobody made him do that. I'd like to start bringing things to a close with a quick story I think nicely illustrates the friendship Jamie and I share, but more importantly sums up Jamie's attitude to life in general. Back in high school, Jamie and I sat together in graphic design class, along with a couple of other friends from our circle. I still cannot fathom to this day what Jamie was doing studying graphic design. He was so ill-equipped to study it. He had absolutely no interest whatsoever. He idled through the lessons with such a contempt for the subject, doing the absolute bare minimum. In preparation for our GCSEs, we were told for weeks in advance to bring a full set of coloured pencils along with other graphic design essentials because, undeniably, this was a graphic design exam. So therefore, it was expected that you'd perform a certain amount of graphic design in order to pass the exam. On exam day, Jamie sat there at an empty desk. He nudged me and asked if he could borrow some of my pencils. Sure, I'd prepared. You know, used my common sense. I had 15, 20 laid out in front of me. In an act of pure kindness, I offered Jamie one pencil. A brown pencil. He accepted, of course, because what else could he do? The exam started with Jamie holding his solitary brown pencil. Question 1 on the exam, I'll always remember this, was design a pet carrier for a dog. Make sure you use bright, vibrant colours to make it look appealing. Can't separate these pages, that's good, isn't it? There we go. In putting this together, I went through hundreds of photos and videos. What really struck me is the sheer volume of videos of the two of us from 2011. It's fair to say 2011 was a horrible year for me personally, but what is clear, it would have been a whole lot worse had Jamie not been around. Because what was obvious when looking back over all of this was how much time we spent bandying about, making videos, writing plays, taking it all very seriously. So 12 years later, I want to thank you for being there.
Is that the Drawer and Me Kyle?
Yeah, that classic play that we wrote. Sorry for that laugh, that's absolutely awful. I of course want to say a huge congratulations, Beth and Jamie. I, along with everyone here, wish you a long and happy life together. Thanks for having us here to celebrate with you. But there is one other person who'd like to send his wishes. It's not your dad, sweetheart. All the way from California. You don't, and most of you won't know who this is. This is purely for him. Okay, so I apologise. Oh wait, there's a picture of Jimmy. There's that, just skip over that. There they are, nice. That was meant to show that last bit. Here we go, you ready?
Oh, it's a cameo.
Jamie, do you read me? Jamie! Jamie, this is Solid Snake. Chris tells me that you're getting married. Married, huh? Well, it seems that love can bloom, even on a battlefield. He wanted me to know that you met Beth in 2008, when you were 20 and 21, and that you're finally getting married. Kept her waiting, huh? I understand that you met in the hometown of Wigan, but now you live in Brighton, that Beth is a doctor, and that you're a fan of Newcastle United FC. That you have a bold fashion sense that in the UK they call peacocking. I'm told that you and Chris met at school, that you were odd, used to listen to the Smiths, Aphex Twin, and Radiohead. But you became close due to your shared love of comedy and football. And he tells me that you speak Italian, but you're rubbish at it. So it sounds like you're living your life just right. I want to wish you and Beth an extremely happy wedding and a superb life together, full of love and happiness and success. But marriage isn't always easy. If I could offer any advice, it might be try to remember the basics of CQC. Do your best to avoid getting into any unnecessary crap battles. And anytime
I the best, mate. Hey, lots.
Where's this hand? Hello! Hello!
Wait, hang on.
Mr. Rowe!
Good lads.
Angela!
Lads.
Oh,